to Relay.
Oh my good gracious! I don't actually know where my camera is now. I'm looking there. Hi, hello everyone.
Why?
Hello.
Are we live?
Yeah, we are.
How dare we be live?
I mean, it is pretty terrible. I do apologize for us being live. I'm really sorry. Welcome to the Unnamed
You know what this
Game
stream
Show.
needs?
What's that?
More MSG. Because MSG is flavor.
Which guest would bring the MSG, Shiver?
We need Uncle Roger to come on this stream just to bring some flavor, taste.
I can definitely see Uncle Roger, who's got like how many million YouTube subscribers? 3 million? Yeah, coming on and hanging out with us and talking about video games.
I mean, why not, right?
Why not?
We are the utmost experts in, well, nothing that he's really involved in.
We aren't even experts in anything for this show. Our only show that we're experts for is the other one.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Are we though?
Sort of.
I think we're as much expert as anyone else.
Yeah, probably.
Have you? Well, I can think of one other podcast, but I don't want to name any names.
Always.
Oh, I love it. Free advertising.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Unnamed Game Show, where we talk about video games that aren't Star Citizen. True Medic, unfortunately, we are no longer allowed to tell you what we're drinking tonight, if that thing is alcohol.
Hi, CS.
Hi, CS. We're not allowed to, due to Twitch, say what we're drinking, because apparently that breaks Twitch's rules. But I'm drinking water.
It's definitely not vodka.
It's definitely not vodka.
I mean, I drank coffee because it's not even 12 o'clock here yet.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
What's our first segment?
Our first segment is now Chapter 0, What You Plan. I need to find a different segment to start with, because it doesn't feel right going right into the games. Like, I really enjoyed having the What You Drinking, but...
So, you could start with...
what you wearing? Yes. What color are your underwear? Yes. Got it. That's what Shiver was going to say.
Black.
Were you going to say that, Shiver?
I'm not wearing any.
Oh, okay.
Oh, solid.
Yeah, we're just going to go
I'm pulling off the newscaster look this week. I'm only dressed from the waist up. It is suspenders from the waist down.
Suspenders?
Oh, no. Anyway.
Okay. I have no idea what else you would call them. Stockings?
Stockings I get. I've never heard suspenders for that.
Suspenders are a different thing in, here.
They're the things that hold your pants up.
Yeah. Suspenders
hold your pants up.
And go over your shoulder.
It could be that too.
Oh, so you've got multiple things that are called suspenders.
Yeah.
That's like calling shoes shoes, but also calling things that you put on your hands shoes.
No.
They could be called hand shoes. Can we move along?
Yes, we can. All right, let's start. Chapter 0. What are you
next week
playing?
We're going back to the Dominion of Canada and teaching how to speak properly.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's start with Shiver. What you playing, Shiver?
Among Us. A little bit. Not as much as I'd like, because the problem with Among Us is it's better with people you know and voice chat, and Among Us doesn't have voice chat built in. You've got to use this plugin, which is a bit iffy. or Discord and the honor system, and getting more than 5 people together. I don't even know 5 people.
You know 5 people.
Only if I count multiple personalities.
But yeah, you do need like 6 or 7 people for Among Us.
Phasmaphobia, which I'm still absolutely in love with. It's just such a weird and unique game. And BTM, but that's not a PC game. But you asked what I'm playing. You didn't put stipulations on it.
He didn't. Sure didn't.
Eric, what are you playing?
I'm playing Phasmaphobia with Shiver. I'm also playing Madden for some reason.
What?
What? It's this thing with me. Like once every 5 to 10 years, I play Madden for a little while because I want to play a football game for a bit. I've played them all my life, but only once every once a decade. I'll sit down and play for a while.
That's weird. I will say I have been wanting.
Part of that is. Go ahead.
I've been wanting an NHL game on PC for so many years.
Yep, needs to come back to PC. So part of the reason for that is once again, thank you very much, Game Pass. Of course, Madden was on Game Pass, so I didn't. If I had to spend money for it, I probably wouldn't have. But because I don't have to anymore, I was like, sure, I'll just install it.
I sort of know the. Sorry, carry on.
Also been playing Apex. I'd gotten back into Apex again. Won 2 out of my first 3 games, which was pretty awesome. It's not that easy. For anybody who hasn't played Apex, it's not that easy to win in Apex. And then my next 8 games, I did fairly poorly in all of them. So that's kind of the way it goes.
That sounds like Apex.
Feast or famine. I also played through. This is kind of a cool game. So I played through a game called Yes Your Grace, which is on Game Pass.
CS, hang on, because CS is saying that having NHL on PC would be a terrible idea because everyone would mod in giant waifus, and I'm waiting to hear the terrible idea.
I don't see any problems here. So I also played this game called Yes Your Grace. It's on Game Pass. And it's I played it right from start to finish, and it was about it's about 8 hours long. So it's kind of a cool idea. You are basically king of a kingdom, and you need to sort of keep your people safe. But the game mechanic is that you basically are answering all these petitioners who come and ask you for shit, right? And that is the primary game mechanic, and there's a big story to it, and you have to protect your family, and it's kind of an interesting game. It's got sort of 2021 8-bit graphics, so 8-bit graphics that look actually
really good. Yeah,
not bad, And I also dipped my toe back into Rocket League, and yes, Shiver, I still am good at Rocket League. Apparently, my first few games, I just crushed everybody I played.
Don't get cocky.
So that's mostly what I played. Quite a bit of stuff this past week. But that's me. David, what are you playing?
This week hasn't been as great for game times. I haven't been able to get in any Apex or any of the things I wanted to play, really. But because of, again, Game Pass, I did download Desperados 3.
I came this close.
I downloaded it. I've tried it out. It's quite interesting, quite well done. I'm gonna have to put some more time into it. I did the first, the tutorial and then the first actual mission. It's It's good. It's interesting. I can see it getting really hard. It's a stealth tactics game, but in real time, which I mean, you see those in like first or third person, but as like an overhead tactics, not something I've ever seen before, really, and I found it really interesting. I recommend that you take a glance at it if you have Game Pass. And if you don't have Game Pass, get Game Pass. Game Pass is real good.
The problem, the only issue I have with Game Pass is it's a really fucking good deal, and you do get a lot of great shit in there. But every time I look at it, I'm like, I've already got every game that's on there that I fucking want.
That's actually my problem with.
You know what was
Ubisoft has a new platform called Ubisoft Connect or whatever, and you can access everything from Ubisoft that they've ever made for $20 a month. And it's like, cool, but I've already bought everything you ever made. Ever. Can I get a discount or something because I own every single game you've ever made?
No.
You have every single version of the Settlers?
No, but I think I've got 3 of those, and I think I've got like 3 or 4 of the Annos.
You're pretty much covered for that genre.
Yeah.
Shiver, one of the big sellers for me was when Crusader Kings 3 was on Game Pass at release, and I was like, I was about to pay full price for that game.
I did. No, I got
know.
it in the Steam sale actually.
Oh yeah, you did,
Nice.
and I did mention to you that it was on there, but I was really in love with that. I was like, hey, I was just about to buy this game. Here it is.
Speaking of Game Pass, I'm kind of excited because I think tomorrow or the next day, The Medium comes out, which is a game that looked cool, and
I'm really glad that we get to try out these games we've watched at all of these conferences without actually having to buy all of them.
Shiver, you look like you're on the verge of something. You okay over there?
It's alright, I've just got lost from beyond.
Oh, okay. I figured it might be something steam powered that was bothering you.
David.
Yes.
I wanted to let you know I downloaded Fallout 76.
Oh, nice.
So I'm gonna give it a shot.
Good. All right.
You've finally worn me down.
That makes me feel happy.
Now on to our next segment.
No, I've got other games I was playing. I'm not done.
Oh,
God, Eric.
You're not. You aren't
I'm
even
not
close
done.
to done. Sorry about that. That was
Jesus, man.
I know. Terrible person. Terrible person.
I've also been playing some Bannerlord because I played it when it first came out and then completely ignored it for several months and hopped in, and now I'm going to ignore it again for another couple months until it gets more updates. But man, Bannerlord, I could spend so many hours just roaming around that stupid map, getting absolutely nothing done and wasting my entire life. And I've jumped a bit to Civ 6 because I don't know. I find Civ is one of those you know when you're sitting at your library of like 40 games and you're like, I don't know what I want to play, and you're like, you know what? Let's boot up a Civ campaign.
I do that.
Sorry,
I do
go
that
ahead.
all the time with Paradox games. Europa Universalis, Crusader Kings, Stellaris, all those games. I'm like, I don't know what I want to play. I'm going to commit to a 100-hour campaign in one of these games.
Yeah. Hey CS, how are you liking Hell Let Loose? I played a bunch of it last week and thought it was pretty cool. I don't know what running with rifles is though.
It's a great little game.
Do you run with
Did you ever
rifles?
play... Yeah. Did you ever play Cannon Fodder?
No.
it's a top-down shooter, I guess. Multiplayer. It's good fun.
And
Cool.
it also has a demo. I
like
the demos are back.
Yeah. I really like what's that that event where it's just tons of demos on Steam. I don't remember what it's called, but I'm really glad.
Oh man, my brain is not pulling that up. Yeah, they've had 2 of them now. Game showcases, that's what they are.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum. What next, David? David of the Hoodie.
I love my Odie. Don't even get me started. Next we get to our next segment. But before we get to our next segment, I do want to say that playing Civ 6 has made me want Humankind. Because Civ 6 is good, but I'd really like to see it done by someone else and hopefully better.
Just differently. Everyone's played a Civilization game. They're not that much different from each other, and there's been 6 of them. I would love to see someone do a really, really good job at reimagining that genre.
Yeah. I'm
Civ
really interested.
6, if you've played the previous Civ games, you know you might as well buy Civ 6 when it's on sale because you just will.
Yep.
But
they're all good.
They're all
good
good, but they're all the same game. Like, Civ 6 adds some new stuff, but it's like, is it really that different from Civ 5?
No.
Not really. Is it really that different from Civ 4? Not really.
Yeah.
Really?
I
kind of, every time I play a new Civ game, I'm kind of like, oh, this. Okay, awesome. Yeah. I'll play this for a while.
We've all got the same way we start, you know. I personally always go for the granary first, get pottery, and then build the granary, build a worker, build another settler, and so on, and so on. Nuke absolutely everyone later.
I will say... I played some of the... I can't remember their names. Again, there's like sort of a fantasy Civ-like and a space Civ-like. Both
Endless Legend?
Yes.
Endless Legend and Endless Space. Those are great games. Endless Legend in particular is a fantastic game, but they're not that much like Civ.
Well, I found I couldn't
not like Humankind looks. Like Humankind looks like they're aiming directly at civilization.
I found my problem with the endless ones was, okay, I've spent years playing Civ. I sort of know civilization and you know, but like also history and the way the world works, so I understand intrinsically some of what buildings are gonna do, and then you throw these like weird space-aged made-up buildings that do made-up things, and I'm like, I don't understand this.
I mean, Humankind's being made by the same developers as Endless.
Yeah, but it's a current, like it's real, right?
Instead of Space Factory 4X/C011001, it's a granary.
Yeah, and I prefer that. It's the same thing I have with most. Like, one of the hardest things I have about getting into Apex is I hate the guns. I like real guns that have existed because they've been tested. Like, I don't know. I feel like modern real weaponry is a lot better in video games than made up weaponry, because I'm always like, this gun doesn't make any sense. Anyway,
it's your thing, isn't it? It's like, I can't stand fantasy games for the most part. Fantasy RPGs, I love Dragon Age and I love the Elder Scrolls. I just can't. I don't know why. I am a sci-fi person, and there are so few sci-fi RPGs out there.
Yeah, Mass Effect was our sort of magnum opus, right?
Yeah.
All right, it's time to move on to segment 2, the accurately named segment 2, One Game You Want. And everyone, all three of us this week, on a lark, a lark brought to life in wings by Shiver.
I brought this to life. I'm not sure what Shiver had to do with it.
Yeah.
Shiver wanted it. You introduced us to it. Shiver wanted it. Right? Did you want it first? I don't even remember. Anyway, I'm gonna.
He wrote
No,
it. He wrote it down first.
Yeah, I looked at it and I went, "This is fucking disgusting. This is perverse. This is graphic. I hate where this is going." That's on my wish list.
All right. I'm gonna read everyone the description from Steam first. Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
A Victorian mansion. A cult worshipping an otherworldly, erotic deity. Among all that, you. Explore a world inspired with the works of Lovecraft, Geiger, and Bakinski. See for yourself that there are no limits into the dark ecstasy. So all of us want a game called Lust from Beyond.
Coming out in just a month.
Oh my god.
1 month. It's on Steam. It's taken over our second segment.
Yeah. Shiver.
Lust from Beyond. Yeah.
Yeah. Lust from Beyond. Shiver. What drew you in to Lust from Beyond?
Steam-powered fuck machines.
I mean, that's what I was gonna go with too. Eric, what drew you in?
To be frank, the title. I like how they
Not the
just said,
steam-powered fuck machines.
no, it was just
Because
like,
that is hilarious. I saw that and I was like, that is hilarious.
I was because I was hooked before I even looked at the game. I was like, Lust from Beyond. Somebody has to have serious cojones to name their game that.
Look. I watched the trailer. I saw the Geiger vaginas that you reach your hands into, and the weird walls, and the
They're pronounced Guyginas.
Guyginas. Yeah. But I saw all that weird crap, and then Shiver was like, "Oh, it's based on a real story," and I was like, "All right, I'm in."
I mean, it's not. But if that got you to get into it, cool.
Based on a true story. There you go. David's in.
And we're sat there, like the mature adults we are, laughing at every single fucking picture.
Yeah. Oh man. By the way, the reason this even came up was I was looking for gaming news, and there was this article. They're like, "Hey, Lust from Beyond is coming out in a month." Oh, okay. Oh man.
Sometimes
Steam-powered fuck machines.
Oh god. Anyway. Welcome to the Unnamed
Sorry,
Game
but that's
Show.
just so funny.
Oh.
all right.
Oh, it's slowing down. Put some more coal onto iron. Oh, that's what I'm after. Oh, that's really hitting the spot. Oh, aye. Oh, we're approaching 3 miles an hour, love. Oh, hold on tight.
Oh god. All right, Shiver. You got a few other games on here. Do you want to go through them before we die of laughter?
God, that's so
Oh man.
Robert Louis Stevenson's rolling in his fucking grave thinking, I never wanted this. I just wanted to invent a train and you've destroyed it.
You've destroyed everything. Oh boy.
Funniest thing of the fucking year.
I'm thinking of that Monty Python skit. We could have sex, yes, but let's not. The Catholics versus Protestants. I don't know why.
I
Now
need to watch that again.
Oh, so good.
All right, Shiver.
I mean, Bloodlines 2, it never changes. Bloodlines 2, where's Bloodlines 2? On Bloodlines 2. Bloodlines 2, please be good. Gotham Knights, Evil Genius 2, and Humankind, and a steam-powered fuck machine.
Yep.
Oh.
Sounds legit.
That's going to keep me going
Okay.
all fucking day, that is. I hope there's enough coal.
No.
Only if you throw enough. Damn it.
Only if there's enough coal. Yes.
That's what it's going to be when we play Phasmo after this, Eric. I'm going to be like, oh, Ghost, come out. Have you got a steam-powered fuck machine that you put on overdrive and that killed you? Oh, bugger.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
Oh.
All right.
I hope no one came in just now and has missed the whole story behind the steam powered machine. But welcome if you have. It's time for
no.
it's time for a little segment, that the third segment that I like to call segment 4. Hey, look, guys, news.
All right, David, take it away.
Oh, no, hang on, because CS mentioned Warhammer 40K Darktide, and I'm so into that. I want it now. Oh yeah, I forgot to say I've also been playing more Warhammer Vermintide 2 as a I need my rat killing before I can kill yes, what CS says for the Emperor. Yeah. So, news. Dead Cells has a new DLC out. Dead Cells, if you don't know, is possibly the best Metroidvania ever made. And there's a new DLC out for it, and they're always
Nice.
extremely well priced. I cannot recommend that game more than I do. And it's got new DLC, and I'm really bloody excited to play it. I don't actually know if the DLC hits Switch or not, though. I play it on the Switch, so I'll have to check on that. Eric?
So the Cyberpunk 1.1 patch came out. They fixed a whole bunch of really major bugs, made some stability fixes, and some general quality of life fixes. Unfortunately, as often happens in computer games, well, I kind of got stuck there. As often happens in coding is really what I was talking about, but they fixed 13 major game-breaking progression bugs in the game, and they accidentally added one back in, or added it back in, but created one.
Nice.
They do have a workaround for it right now while they work on what would I assume would be a hot fix to fix it again. We're trudging down the path. Cyberpunk will eventually be completely polished, or very, very polished, probably.
Yep.
But it's not right now.
It's leading me to be very
better and
glad.
better all the time.
It's leading me to be very glad, though, that I stopped playing, and I'm gonna hold off until it's closer to done.
I'm actually not sure about the details of the second one. I was or the next point. Do you know the details on that one?
I don't know the details, other than it's just the first release of mod tools. It's not at the point where it's equal to what they released for The Witcher 3. It's not a full, what they call it, Red Engine kit yet. But they said they're going to be adding more to it with more releases. From what I understand in the comments section, which
Wow.
is always rational and calm, it's basically stuff that's already been released by other people anyway.
I'm
Makes
seeing it's
But more to come.
It's game metadata, which lists metadata types. It's archive dump, which is a utility for listing content of game data archives, and TweakDump, which is a utility for listing contents of tweaked database, game settings, and binaries. There's nothing that lets you repack game files, there's nothing that lets you edit them, and there's no documentation. So very, very bare bones.
You know what that's telling you? That was all the stuff that they had done before release, and they haven't been able to work on it since, probably. That's my guess.
Probably.
Because generally the idea is that when you finish the game, some people working on patching, some people, at least CD Projekt and some other companies that allow gamers to mod, will then break off and make mod tools. Well, I don't think there's anybody doing that right now. So what's our next point here?
Well, so this one's kind of exciting. I don't remember if anyone remembers this game because it's actually been quite a while since we heard about it. But there was a really damn cool looking open world post-apocalyptic kung fu game called Biomutant it's been shown off once or twice. Looks really neat. It's finally got a release date in May. I think it's May 27th or something around then. But
that's really soon. Wow.
Yeah. It looks absolutely gorgeous and really interesting and like just a weird ass world. As Jake would say, it's got a look. Biomutant.
It does have a look. Sure.
I'm excited for that.
What the hell? I'm just quickly scrolling through a trailer and it looks good.
Yeah.
Really weird, but good.
Yep. So Biomutant's coming. Who wants this one?
See, I don't know anything about this.
It's
I had
just
heard
something I've literally seen written, and I would expect it.
Yep.
We miss Jake. Jake is the perfect person for this.
Yeah.
So
Battlefront 3 supposedly in development.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of Star Wars gaming news recently because it's been revealed that EA will no longer have exclusivity after 2023.
Which is great.
Oh, still, well, yeah, then.
But games take a while to make, so we're now hearing that there are a whole bunch of Star Wars games being made, and a few of them are not with EA. Ubisoft is making one. EA are apparently making at least 2 games, because I've heard Battlefront 3 is coming, but there's also another Star Wars game that they're making. And I might as well mention this here. I put it lower down in the stuff, but apparently Knights of the Old Republic is being made. A Knights of the Old Republic game is being made, and it's not being made by EA or BioWare. So that's curious, and I'm very interested to see who got that IP somehow.
Well, Obsidian made the second one.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah.
But they're saying what I read is that it was somebody who's not a household name. So I don't think that's
Obsidian's not a household name.
That's true.
They are to us, but we're weird.
Obsidian has a lot on their plate though, because they have that huge first-person Elder Scrolls like game that they're making.
The game that they've always wanted to make. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they've also weren't they recently acquired by Microsoft?
They were.
Oh, what? Actually, that was 3 years ago.
3 years.
Yeah. We've been doing this a while, sure.
They were acquired in November of 2018, so 2.5 years ago.
On that same vein, apparently, I guess it was last week or the week before, Battlefront 2 was free on the Epic Games Store, and apparently 16 million people grabbed it while it was free, which is
crashed the servers,
crashed everything. Which is, I mean, that's good for Battlefront 2, I suppose.
I mean, I grabbed it. I'm the only reason I haven't jumped into it is that there's 5 other games I was playing this week.
Yep. So
but
I don't know if you guys
Battlefront 2 had a bad launch, but it's not a bad game. So it was. I think a lot of people were like, "Free is a good price. I'll take Battlefront 2 for free."
I mean, even its launch, it wasn't a bad game. It's just they decided to. Battlefront 2 did one good thing, and I think it might have sort of closed the door on the most egregious of microtransactions.
Yeah, that one really, really, really pissed people off.
The furor over you have to buy Yoda was just appropriate, quite frankly.
It was a really messy launch. Really, really, really messy. And yeah, the game wasn't exciting enough to make up for it. That's the thing with Cyberpunk. Like, yeah, it was a messy launch, but there are still tons of people playing the game because it's still a good game. Anyway, yes, we do need to have Jake on soon so that he can rant and rave about Star Wars games for a while.
Well, there's so much going on in Star Wars right now, right? Star Wars themselves are making a pretty big deal about the High Republic, which they're starting to look at through books, which makes me wonder if a new KOTOR might not necessarily be the Old Republic. It might be a
Knights
different...
of the High Republic?
It might be, right? Like, Star Wars has to find a way to get away from the Skywalkers, right? The Skywalker nonilogy.
Nonilogy. I like that.
The Skywalker nonilogy is finally done. They've got to get away from it, and I think they want to start exploring elsewhere in this giant universe that they've got.
I'm glad the Mandalorian came along and it's so successful because I think it really shows them that they don't have to do anything really. And it's, I mean, there are some tie-ins now, but at the start of the show, it was not really related much to, the previous iterations of Star Wars.
Sorry, go ahead, Shiver.
At the start, the thing that made Star Wars games and other media so popular and standalone from everything else were Jedi, lightsabers, and the Force. And no one was really able to capture other essences from Star Wars and say, well, look, yeah, they're cool and all, but look what you can fucking do as a bounty hunter. Look what you can do as this. Look what you can do with that. And The Mandalorian showed, yeah, you don't need fucking Jedis for Star Wars to be cool.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And there is a bounty hunting game apparently being made. It's one of those many games that is apparently out in the ether right now.
I mean, you had Star Wars Republic Commando,
which was phenomenal,
incredibly good, and incredibly successful.
Yeah. But think about the best Star Wars games, KOTOR, which had nothing at all to do with it's not the same era as the Skywalker stuff, right? Like can
completely separate. Yeah.
They can step away from that era and do so much more, I think, and I'm really excited to see what people other than EA come up with.
Can you fact check me here? It's been, I don't know when KOTOR came. It's been 20 years since the first one came out. But I think the time period was 10,000 years before, right? It was a long time.
2003. KOTOR was 2003.
Yeah, so 18 years ago.
Jesus.
It's one whole. Vote. I was gonna say it's a whole adult old.
It can drink over here.
So is that right? Is the time period 10,000 years before the rest of Star Wars? Because I think it was very separated from the rest of it.
4,000 years before the Galactic Empire.
4,000 years. Okay, I knew it was really far. I that was the number that had stuck in my head. But yeah, and it was honestly, KOTOR was just amazing.
Yep.
Straight up. One of the
that twist in the first one, that twist, and you're like,
the twist.
Really?
Yeah.
Did not. And that was a good twist.
Yep.
It was a great twist. There's another one actually. That's a good call out. There's you know, Shiver, you know, you said that you have trouble with fantasy RPGs and you really like sci-fi stuff. That was among aside from Mass Effect, which is like, you know, legendary. KOTOR was, I think, one of the first ones I ever played in my life that was like, and I know it's an established franchise, but it was a science fiction RPG and it was amazing.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed.
Um, shall we move on to the System Shock?
Yeah, so I don't even know how many years ago they ran the Kickstarter. It's been a long time, but a long time ago, some devs ran a Kickstarter for a remastered, essentially, System Shock game, and it sounds like they're finally getting close to being done. There's going to be a demo at the end of February. They're starting pre-orders up. I really hope that it's good. I never made it through the original System Shock. I always wanted to and never managed because I'm a graphics whore, and if it looks bad, I can't play it. So I hope that an update will do good.
So just a few notes on that. So they've been developing it for 4.5 years, which seems fairly reasonable to me. Especially because I mean, it was a Kickstarter game. They only had $1 million.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, they don't have like tons of money or anything. I think 4 years is pretty reasonable for that. I hope it's really good though. I never did play System Shock the first time around. I had lots of friends in high school who loved that game. And I will give it a shot. So I would like to talk about the next one because I have a few things I want to say about that.
Go for it. Go for it.
So
I'll be right back. Carry on.
Yeah. So there's a Diablo 2 remake being done right now. This news story here is that Activision took the remake away from Blizzard because Warcraft 3 Reforged was so bad. They took the project away from Blizzard and gave it to oh my god, why can I not find the name here? A studio called Vicarious Visions, which apparently made Crash Bandicoot game and actually a whole bunch of things, but Tony Hawk, Crash Bandicoot, Skylanders, that type of stuff. And then to make things even weirder, they then, because this studio was also owned by Activision, they then merged that studio with Blizzard to make this totally conglomerated mess, apparently. And yeah, I don't know. In my brain, this just ticks off another thing at Blizzard that isn't right and is messed up. I hope it works out really good. Diablo 2 is a treasured game for me and a lot of other people. It was one of those games me and my friend stayed up all night the night it was released, and we played Diablo 2 until the sun was up. Yeah.
I played so much D2, God.
So I really, 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 really hope it's good. But these signs are not the signs I normally like to see.
Sure, did you have any comments on all of that?
No.
No? Alright. Well, honestly, this has made me feel better about the D2 remake than I did before.
That's good.
Blizzard's Team 1 did some good things, and then they did Warcraft, which it wasn't only bad because they got rid of original Warcraft 3 and you could only play the reforged version. They also, if I remember correctly, it basically released incomplete. It didn't have proper textures some places. It didn't zoom in on dialogues and stuff. Like it was.
How and but one of the big problems was that a lot of the things they said they were going to do, they didn't do. It looked way worse than what they had shown previously.
Yeah.
And it was just a mess.
You know what the biggest crime was about Diablo 2?
What?
No Steam-powered fuck machines.
No.
Maybe
No,
maybe
it
4 will
almost
have
it
it.
almost fits in that universe, but it's just a little off.
What I was going to say though is, I mean, they took it
how
away.
else are you going to bow off Steam?
They've taken it away from Blizzard's Team 1, which their most recent thing was absolute abysmal failure. And let's be honest, Blizzard themselves haven't been doing very well of late anyway. Activision has slowly been killing them. Vicarious Visions, though, they made the most recent Tony Hawk remaster, and from everything I've heard, that Tony Hawk remaster is phenomenal and lives up 100% to the absolute joy that the original Tony Hawk 1 and 2 were. So I have some faith.
I'm not. That's not my concern here. My concern isn't actually the dev that they gave it to. My concern is that there's so much strife within the company that I don't know whether or not it'll be done correctly, just because of how much there probably seems to be, or how much there seems to be. This tells me there's like infighting going on, you know,
Yeah.
and probably a lot of bad feelings, and it doesn't really help when you have that going on inside a company.
Sure, I think
Yeah,
your jokes get some love. I think you're getting some
About
love on.
fucking time.
All right. So, I just, we've talked ad nauseum about The Last of Us 2 on this show. I just wanted to give it a shout out because it was in the news again. The Last of Us 2 has officially won more Game of the Year titles than any other game ever. So hats off to the folks at Naughty Dog. You made a good thing.
That's impressive, but it's also not a reliable statistics, because if you look at
It
something,
certainly isn't.
if you look at something like the greatest game ever made, which is The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, there weren't as many publications to give Game of the Year awards to it, right? So.
Yep, it's one of those things that is an interesting thing. There's a
Yes.
reason it's not like big news on here. It's an interesting thing, but it's not enormous news because there are way more media outlets now. Tons more. A lot of them are smaller now than they were then, but there's tons more of them.
Yep.
All right, next one is this Shiver or David?
Me.
Not me.
Shiver.
It's one of those fantasy games, ironically enough.
Oh, I
Dragon Age 4.
Everything that this is good.
Dragon Age 4 is near enough confirmed to be taking place in Tevinter. There was a hint dropped on Twitter. There was a previous novelization or something like that tying it into Tevinter. And, of course, Dragon Age Inquisition, the last DLC they had, basically ended with the Inquisitor pointing at a map and going, Tevinter.
Very interesting. I need to.
So please don't be shit.
I need to brush up on my fucking Dragon Age lore. I know
Tevinter's the
Tevinter.
one where mages are a bit more higher class than the rest of
Right.
Xedas.
Right.
I wish I could get into the Dragon Age games again. Inquisition, the combat it's a good game, but the combat just wore on me. Like I got to like 20 hours in and it didn't evolve at all. It was the same combat as I'd been doing for the last 10 hours, and then the game's like, oh, you've got 20 more hours of this combat to do, and I was like, I can't.
Yeah, if you don't like the combat in the game, it's going to be real hard to make it through.
I quite enjoyed Inquisition, despite, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't Dragon Age Origins, but I still enjoyed it.
It was
Origins.
a fuck of a lot better than it was a fuck of a lot better than Dragon Age 2. I'll put it that way.
Yeah,
Dragon Age 2 was a catastrophe.
Origins is still the best of them, though.
Origins
Dragon
is
Age 2 had a fantastic story. There was some really good tales told in Dragon Age 2, but the game itself just was a slog to get through. And Dragon Age Origins, it was huge, like 40+ hour game, and at the end of it, you were like, I still want fucking more.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to look something up here. Yeah, I remember. Well, there were a couple problems with Dragon Age 2. Dragon Age 2. First of all, the number one thing that people really, really loved about Dragon Age Origins was that it was hard. Whenever you won a fight, it was like a huge, like, holy shit, I did it. I made it through. And people love that about that game, and they just completely removed it. Like, Dragon Age 2 was super easy. There was no difficulty to it at all.
I played Origins almost entirely paused and like making a move, unpausing, pausing. Like it was a stop time game for me because it was the only way to get through those damn battles.
A lot of reviewers who play games for a living were playing through Origins on easy because they normally play through games on the hardest difficulty because they just had trouble getting through it. But yeah, and Dragon Age 2 was half the length of Dragon Age Origins, which is just like, what are you doing? Like, it doesn't make sense. Anyway, Dragon Age Inquisition was an improvement, but I would agree it wasn't as good as Origins. To be frank, and I know some people disagree with me on this, but I think
you're Eric.
Thank you for making that one. Thank you.
To be frank, BioWare needs
They need a win.
redemption. They need a redemption right now.
Well, so Dragon Age Origins, good. Dragon Age 2, horrible. Dragon Age Inquisition, good. They can't just name it Dragon Age 4. They have to name it something like Dragon Age Redemption.
That would be perfect. But yeah, I'm between the new Mass Effect and the new they need to nail the next Mass Effect and the next Dragon Age, and they might recover their reputation somewhat.
Yep.
Because they had an amazing reputation, and it's just sort of falling apart. And it's just like, come on.
If you look at it, that's what's happened to Blizzard, BioWare, Bethesda, CD Projekt Red a bit now.
I think CD Projekt is going to recover, but I'm not. Mostly because they're independent. I have faith that CD Projekt can recover.
Yeah, but they're still having trouble. Ubisoft had a huge hit to their reputation for a while. They recovered.
They started to tailspin and then they recovered. Ubisoft is doing good right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, not everything they make is perfect, but they have recovered quite a bit. To the point where they actually make a ton of Assassin's Creed games, and almost all of them are good games. Which
they finally
impressive.
They finally got rid of an Assassin's Creed every year, which was
always a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Oh, remember back when I said System Shock is taking 4 years to do a remaster, and that makes sense and is totally reasonable? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's a long game to take to make.
I posted this in our group chat today at some point, I think. And it's for Marvel and DC, but it counts for video games as well. At least for Ubisoft, to me, here's the analogy. Marvel is like a higher end chain restaurant. It's not going to blow your mind, but there's a reliable base level of quality. And that to me is Ubisoft. Like, Ubisoft doesn't blow my mind, but they're all decent games.
Mm-hmm.
Something wrong, Shiver?
And some of them are very good.
Yeah, where are you going with this? What's DC, asshole?
DC is like a hole in the wall restaurant. Maybe it'll be amazing, and maybe it'll give you food poisoning. You know it's true.
It's not fucking true. Just because you don't like DC doesn't mean it's shit.
Oh no, the
You're
movies.
shit.
Shiver, the movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Thank
Mind you, that new Suicide Squad that they're going to do, that looks pretty good. The
Maybe.
Batman, I know you fucking hate Batman because you're a cunt, but the Batman looks amazing.
I like Batman movies. Generally.
Um,
Wonder Woman was an absolute travesty.
I'm gonna. Yeah, apparently the second one, the Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah.
I liked Suicide Squad as well. Actually. I didn't think it was. I watched it and I was like, "This isn't that bad. What's wrong with this? It's quite enjoyable little film."
Well, it was made by James Gunn, wasn't it?
You almost slipped up there, Shiver.
Not sure that one.
Oh, or was it the
The
second
new
one?
one's going to be. No, I don't know. The second one wasn't done by James Gunn. That was done by a woman, I think. The Harley Quinn and something title too long.
David Ayer. Anyway. Where are we? Oh, Eric, this next one's yours.
Yeah, it is. We had some really bad news in the gaming community. One of the great. Hey, actually, Shiver. I mean, maybe it's a little fantasy for you, but Horizon Zero Dawn is sort of a sci-fi RPG. But unfortunately, the lead principal designer for Horizon Zero Dawn and one of their main concept artists, he created a lot of the creatures that you see in that game, which are almost universally incredible. His name is Mike Nash, and he died at 36 yesterday. This is very sad, and I just wanted to give him a shout out, and I hope that everybody over there is doing okay.
I don't know who wrote this next one, but really?
Really?
Go ahead, Shiver.
I've heard the same thing.
Tencent seeking a $6 billion loan. Rumors are that they're going to try and acquire EA or Blizzard, although that's quite unlikely. Most likely, they're going to try and acquire some South Korean mobile game developer. That way, they can easily sneak their spyware onto your phones, and you don't know.
Yep. I'm sure they
Like
would
it or
love
not, we're
to.
all Chinese subjects.
I'm sure they would love to own Activision Blizzard or EA, but I have a really hard time thinking that they could get it past the regulators in the States.
Right now,
I think with the current government and the size of that acquisition and how much it would have the potential to influence the North American gaming market, I think that they would have a hell of a time getting that acquisition approved.
They own 36% of Fat Shark, who do Warhammer Vermintide, and they gave an undisclosed amount to Discord, which runs
Sounds
everything.
right.
So, I mean, we're talking on Tencent's platform right now, anyway. So,
Yeah, we're all screwed.
I mean, yeah, Reddit. Huge chunk owned by Tencent on Reddit.
yeah,
That's the thing with Tencent. They own a piece of almost everything.
I kind of wonder if they're gonna try and grab a piece of the Genshin Impact developers.
If they haven't already.
Do they need to?
Good point. Who's developing Genshin Impact?
Isn't that a Chinese company anyway?
I think it might. Yeah.
MiHoYo is.
Yeah, it's Chinese.
Yeah, they're already owned by CCP anyway.
Yeah.
So, doesn't matter.
Yeah. Where are we now?
IGN. Oh, Xbox.
Yes.
This is you were talking about this stuff.
So Microsoft had an earnings report. Lots of it covers, general Microsoft stuff. Fun fact: Microsoft are doing really well. I'm working really closely with Microsoft actually for a lot of things now, and they're doing really well in a lot of places. Their game stuff is good, but they are one of the leading companies in the world right now when it comes to environmental responsibility, and I am really, really pleased with it. Though I do kind of want to sneak a question into our work talks at some point and be like, so we're talking about circularity and reusing hardware and such at all points, and recycling hardware, because most of the hardware that you have in front of you has precious metals and rare earth metals and gold and such, and we just throw it out. What's Microsoft going to do to recycle, to try and take back all those old Xboxes that when they hit their end life, so that they can start recycling all of that material? But I haven't had the guts to ask them on that yet, but they're still doing really, really well on environmental stuff, which is really important because, god damn it, we've only got one Earth, and we're slowly setting it on fire. Anyway,
Thankfully, my neighborhood's not in the schedule currently.
not scheduled for fire?
Probably, yeah, it'll probably come up next week.
Yeah, probably.
Microsoft.
There
there
are
are
really
actually.
well.
I wanted to mention because I read a thing about this. There are a few semiconductor companies that are actually doing that now, and they're doing it themselves.
Yep.
Because it's actually way more efficient to do it that way. Because they just do the recycling in the same factory where they make the boards, and
Yep.
it just it just goes right back into their raw material pipeline.
Lots of
Yeah.
HP's computers, actually. HP have done a lot as well, and they have various classes of laptops and such that they'll just take back and recycle and reuse all of the materials into the next laptop. It's what's coming up for government is government normally works on about a 4 to 5 year life cycle for computer hardware. Once your computer hits 4 or 5 years old, you hand it in, you get a new one. The idea is to, instead of having governments buy computers, have them lease a seat, and HP will recycle those computers in and out every 4 years, but the computer that's recycled goes straight back to them to be recycled and turned into the next PC. So,
Yeah, great idea.
Yeah. Anyway,
I still prefer their source.
You were waiting for that one, weren't you, Shiver?
Yeah.
I could tell. I was like, Shiver's got something. I wonder what it's going to be. Anyway, Microsoft are doing really, really well. Sounds like they've got something around 16. So profits are up for Microsoft by, I think they said 56% over the board on their Xbox stuff. Key to that growth, though, they've got apparently 16 million Game Pass subscribers.
18 million.
18 million Game Pass subscribers, which is also a huge bump up, which means their revenues for Game Pass have gone up. It sounds like they're probably making around $2 billion a year off Game Pass, which is...
Well, that's revenue.
That's
we don't know how much they're spending.
Right, but their revenue has gone up.
So, it's sky high, and the way we calculated that was just at the base level. That's not including anybody who has Game Pass Ultimate, which I think a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Which is, so it's probably even closer to 3 billion.
Yeah.
It's really nice to see that service be successful, because I know for a lot of people, it is what. First of all, one thing is it has made some parts of gaming a lot more easy to access, but also if you're buying a new Xbox, I have to say it's a really nice experience to just go, I just have Game Pass. I don't need to buy any games. I'll just play what's on Game Pass. I don't have to spend another $200 or $250 on games after I buy my console.
Yeah.
It's a pretty nice thing.
One thing I really want to hear is I want to hear how it treats devs themselves. Like, do they make a decent cut? Are they doing well on Game Pass? I'd be interested to find that out at some point. But I'm glad that Microsoft are doing really well. I really hope that that Game Pass is the future, essentially.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, that was a long segment. It's time for segment. Get you free shit.
Segment.
Segment.
Oh.
This week on Epic Games Store, Galactic Civilizations 3 is free. That's all I got
Free's
right
a
now.
really good. Free's a really good price. But I have to say, every time I've considered playing Galactic Civilizations 3, people just tell me to go play Stellaris. So, if you already have
Different
Stellaris,
kinds of games, though.
Are they? I thought they were fairly
Yeah.
similar. Okay.
Well, Stellaris is a lot faster. Galactic Civilizations
A
is
lot
in between Civ and Stellaris.
Oh, it's more of a true 4X. Okay, got it.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to press enter at the end of every turn, literally.
Oh yeah, okay.
But
Makes sense.
I loved Galactic Civilizations. I really loved it.
I'm not trying to dump on it. I'm just saying there's
Oh no, sorry, I wasn't trying to imply that you were.
No. Just
There-
there are a few good games in this genre, and this one's free, so give it a shot.
All right, and now we're on to segment 8. I don't know. Yell about something. No one wrote anything to yell about, so
I don't have anything to yell about this week.
I got one. What the fuck is David's fucking problem? Why does he hate DC? Why does he have no fucking taste? Jesus Christ, I can't believe that he hates DC and he's all like, I only like one kind of comic and I'm only going to like
no,
one
that's
kind
incorrect,
of
Shiver.
comic.
That is
when
incorrect.
I go to a restaurant, I only eat one thing on the menu and everything else is shit.
It's incorrect, Shiver. I hate all comics. I actually think comics, for the most part, are really bad. When it comes to... Hang on. I will explain myself.
Wow.
You fucking better.
When I will explain myself. There are, like,
Oh
I guess
no.
arcs, comic arcs that I really like, right? But for the most part, comics aren't done in arcs. They're not done in like self-contained stories. They're done as this superhero that has no growth and has no change really that actually sticks throughout 40 years, right? Like you might have it just they keep recycling. Like you've got a Batman that grows and grows and grows and then cut it, restart. You've got a Spider-Man that grows and grows, cut it, restart. I don't
Judge
like...
Dredd, 2000 AD. It's been going on in real time.
That's cool.
He has evolved. He has changed. They've had to give him reasons that he's lived so fucking long.
I mean, that's good.
Try it. Yeah. Try 2000. It might be a little bit grown up and adult for you, but it's.
I mean,
exactly. It fits those niches.
At the same time,
that word.
At the same time, DC's movies are horrible. They've had a couple. Not all of them. Not all of them. But
A lot of
most of them. Superman was real bad.
Fuck you! I loved that. Which Superman?
The old
They're all fucking
Batmans.
good.
The old Batmans were good.
Yeah, the Chris Nolan Batmans.
Yeah, those were great. The new Batmans.
Those are the old Batmans now.
Yeah, those are the old Batmans.
Well, actually, the ones in the 90s are really good too. I have to give credit where credit's due.
When they took themselves,
Batman Returns.
when they took it a little less seriously. Batman and Batman Returns took themselves less seriously. They've got nipples on their suits. Wonder Woman.
You gotta have
That's not
anatomically
Batman and
correct
Batman
suits.
Returns.
Oh, that was forever, wasn't it? Yeah. Like Wonder Woman was not good. They had so much potential and squandered it all. They haven't done a Flash movie yet. What the hell was Aquaman? It was bad.
I didn't think Aquaman was that bad.
Still on the Batman movies, yeah.
Jake,
It's okay.
Jake, Shiver got mad at me for.
Shazam.
I haven't seen it actually. Shiver got mad at me for not liking DC movies. I mean, or for not liking DC, and I'm clarifying that I don't like DC movies. I don't like any comics.
I'm mad at you because you don't like DC, therefore DC is shit.
Thanks for the follow, Anal Baguette.
Like, oh yeah, don't get me wrong. There have been absolutely terrible live action DC movies. Absolutely true.
They're so bad.
Absolutely true. But the animated movies are fucking phenomenal.
Haven't watched them, to be honest.
Phenomenal.
I
amazing.
Tell me where to start.
Can you
shit ones?
Can you name a couple so I can go and watch them?
Tell me where to start.
Batman, Mask of the Phantasm. That's a good one to start. Can't go wrong with the classics.
I really
Flashpoint. Oh, that was a great one.
Thanks for the follow there, Sykeshire. I really liked actually, to be fair, I like Justice League, or not Justice League. What are they called? The Young Robin
Titans.
And the Titans. Teen Titans is good. Teen Titans Go is great.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, Teen Titans were good. I really liked
Gotham by Gaslight. That was great.
There was like the Batman that had Hamill as the Joker. That series, that was excellent.
Yep.
Like, we're talking mostly about stuff that was in the 90s.
Yes.
30 years ago.
Marvel in the 90s was bad. Marvel now is great. DC in the 90s was great. DC now
is
in
rough.
Movies, in film and movies, is bad. WandaVision, oh my god. Like, WandaVision's so good. Yeah. So good. Jake, I finally watched it tonight. So good.
Gotham. TV series.
Oh no.
Great.
Oh, I couldn't. It was just... It was too teen drama for me. Do you know what Mackenzie, my daughter Mac, is like addicted to right now? She watches it all the bloody time. Supergirl. Nonstop. Supergirl, the TV show. Jake, why'd you turn off caps? I will say I liked the Flash TV show. I liked the Flash. It was good. I was really, really disappointed that they didn't continue with the Flash TV actor. They really missed the mark there. He's a much better Flash than whoever the fuck they picked for the movies.
They might be addressing that.
Really?
I mean, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're looking at Marvel and going, well, they fucking did it right. Why can't we?
Well, they have
They've
to
been
get
doing
rid
that
of
for a while. Yeah.
Both the comics do have these different multiple versions of Earth. Absolutely. And there have been times, fantastic crossovers with Marvel and DC in the comics, which are fantastic. But okay, that's fair. But the Batman, come on. That looks amazing. I know it's so gritty and horrible. It's meant to, goddammit.
No, Shiver. The Batmans that I liked were the gritty and horrible. Like the Nolan ones are gritty and bad.
Yeah, well,
but they're done in a good way.
The Dark Knight especially is not a very happy movie.
It's not a happy movie. I'm okay with that.
Exceptionally good movie though.
If it's done right, and I don't like. I think,
and you know what's bad, Shiver? I have no opinion about the new Batman movie because I've mostly just started ignoring everything DC does.
They have squandered.
I will go and watch the trailers for the Batman because if you think it looks good, it's probably going to be good.
It does look. I think it looks good. I think they actually got finally
Joker.
Someone that
Have
looks.
you seen that one?
I haven't. Actually.
And I need to. I need to watch it.
Oh,
I've heard it was spectacular. That one
Anyway.
is one that I think we can give them.
Joker is the movie that made DC go, that's what we need to do. Get rid of this bullshit where we're doing stuff. Let's get this course corrected.
Whoa, crap.
Good. Because, I mean, they've
What
got...
it comes down to a lot is, and this is same for Marvel, but Marvel stick close to the actual thing. Anyway, you have a fantastic comic storyline, right? That sells millions, becomes absolutely famous. Death of Superman, Nightfall, what's that? Year One. What's the one with Joker, bollocks, and Barbara Gordon gets shot? Oh God, I'm gonna kill myself for not knowing that one. But Long Halloween as well. And then they go, oh yeah, we're gonna base it on that, and then they completely throw out the source material and do something. It's like, why are you messing with something that's already been established to be amazing? Whereas Marvel look at it and go, we want to get as close to that as possible. And look, their movies are successful.
Mm-hmm.
Who'd have thunk?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we've beaten that topic to death.
Bring it back next week.
Probably.
We're going to keep bringing it back until we do something good.
I think we should appropriately finally have a show that is somewhat closer to what this show's length is supposed to be.
Yeah, this was good. Who knows? Maybe next time we'll force Jake to be on with us. Jake, you should have been on tonight because you missed a hell of a talk about Star Wars video games.
Yep.
Just saying. So
and an erotic first person Geiger inspired horror game.
Steam Fuck Machine Simulator.
That's right. Damn, it's too bad we didn't know that was coming, and we could have cut the show right at Steam Fuck Machine.
I wanted to. Shiver?
Anyway.
Steam Fuck Machine Simulator. It's off the rails.
Oh, God.
Shiver, quick, what do you got before we go? Other than Steam
tomorrow, Vampire the Masquerade. London by Gaslight, where we might now have Steam Fucks machines. Because I'm not leaving that alone. That has to happen.
Jake, we will never change.
Probably later on in the week, we've got Tina playing through Bloodlines, and if not playing Bloodlines, we'll be going through Phasmaphobia, and if he plays Bloodlines, we'll be heckling the shit out of him.
Excellent.
Yes, tune in tomorrow to Vampire the Masquerade, Steam Fuck Machine by Gaslight.
Tune in for that. Tune in for the